Hello everyone, this is I'm just re-uploading another video of this van. I previously did a video of the van's mini split air conditioner. Some people were asking about it. At the time the engine was out of the van, I went and bought a new engine for it, so it was kind of done in a bad lighting condition, so I figured now it would be a good day to do it now that it's running and it's ready to go. So basically this is a 2000 GMC 1500 Savannah with a 5.8 liter V8 engine. It is a Southern Comfort conversion van. As you can see, it's got the high top on it. One of the things I've done to it this year is of course I have my bike rack from last year, but I've also added to the hitch and the bike rack. Now I have a toolbox that I've added to the front of it, and that's just basically so because when you're dealing with a van, you don't really have a lot of space for objects that may be oily or greasy. So this is just something for my water hoses when I'm flushing jet skis or outboard motors in the salt. I can flush them. Also, put hoses, cables, things of that nature. Here's my 30 amp dog bone for the campsite. Last year I was having issues blowing the 20 amp breaker on site, so now I'll be able to go into the 30 amp section and I shouldn't have a problem with that. I'm not going to go very much over the limit for this, so I'm not really worried about that. So other than that, I think it'll be good just to be able to keep things outside like spare oil, things of that nature, without having to worry about having it inside. Let's see. Let me start from the other side. So another thing that I've done this year is I have forgot to close the other door first. One of the first things I've done this year too is I took the seat out, the passenger seat out. I figured nobody's going to be in here anyway but me, so this is an ottoman basically, and this is, I think, good to be able to put clothes in, supplies, things of that nature. And also, it can be used as a seat, and I think I got it at the local Target. It seems like the perfect size. I mean, it sits right next to the driver's seat, so I think it'll work for that. Let me see from the other side. That's what it looks like from the other side. So I mean, you got plenty of room here, I think. And I've got my iPad stand. It's spring loaded from Ram mounts, so you can easily put a iPad in there, and you don't have to worry about not being able to see your iPad from while you're driving. CB radio. I got the 32-inch TV I put in here when I first bought it. That was last year when I bought it. I put the 32-inch TV in there. This year I'm putting a 1.6 cubic inch, I think it's cubic inch, maybe cubic feet, I can't remember, refrigerator. Not cubic inch, obviously, cubic feet. That makes sense. So that's what I'm going to go with this year. I had a 2.4 cubic feet refrigerator, but I think it's a little too big. This year I've got to get another toaster oven. I'll put it on top of that and find a way to bolt it all down. One of the problems I had last year was not only being able to not have it unattended because of the generator running, but this year I should be able to run it because I've put an inverter, a battery bank inverter in the van, so that I can run it without running the generator. So that's what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to show you the inverter. This year I also put a marine radio in it. It was just sitting in my garage, so might as well put it somewhere useful. Also, here's the mini split. Basically what I've done is I've drilled a hole back there and ran the hoses up through that hole up to where it's mounted at. In most of your RVs, I think now they're putting the air conditioner behind where those panels are. I just started to realize that, but for now, for me, I just got an inverter, AC. I say AC. I mean air conditioner / heater inverter, 9,000 watt unit. The hose, I wish the hose was longer so I could get it out of the way, but unfortunately that's all the hose it came with. I think it was like 12 feet or 15 feet of hose. I can't remember. But one thing I would say is if you put one of these in, make sure it's level, because if it's not level, you'll have issues with condensation draining down inside of the interior of the vehicle. So you're going to have a little condensation problem anyway because of the parts of it getting cold, and it unfortunately will create some moisture. But other than that, it's very quiet. It's a really good unit. Also, fortunately, my 1500 watt inverter, I mounted the head unit inside the wall of the van here, so that all I have to do is, I can easily see what's going on right there. It also has Bluetooth, so I could technically turn it on from here with my phone. So with the phone, all I have to do is use this app, and I could easily just turn it on by pressing the button, and it tells me how many volts the battery is at, and it also tells me how many watts. So I can turn it on from the panel here, or I can turn it on from the phone. And the cool thing about the app is you can hit the status button, and it tells you everything you need to know from here: the voltage of the battery, and the output power, and the temperature. So I could have that in the front if I wanted, and I think it also works on the iPhone as well, but unfortunately it doesn't work on the iPad. So turn it on, turn it off from here. I can do all that from here. Also for my battery powered inverter, well, of course it's battery powered, but I also have my charger. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to do anything with solar right now, because I don't want to have to deal with more equipment. But so for right now, I bought a battery charger that puts out up to 10 amps or 25 amps. So when I get to the shore, or I get to shore power, I can easily plug in and get up to 25 amps to my my battery bank to quickly recharge. And then that, like I say, last year I was having an issue where I couldn't leave the refrigerator unattended, not with a loud, noisy generator running. So now this should work. I've plugged it in. It does work. I just use a regular car battery, and it powers it up. 1500 watt inverter powers the refrigerator just fine. I haven't had any problems with it. So it's also going to be the TV is also going to be running off of that as well. So between that and the TV and the other little things I got going on in here, it shouldn't be a problem. So if you go around the back, we'll see the refrigerator. I mean, not the refrigerator, the batteries. So what I've done is I've got a hitch haul carrier. Basically, this year I'm going to the EUT 3000 Honda generator on the left, and on the right I've added one battery at the bottom, and on the top battery box is the inverter itself. So I've got my wiring from the battery coming up into the inverter system. And then right now this is just my shore power, but there's the air conditioning outside unit. And basically let me show you. I've got an adapter that lets me pull, while at the same time I also have my carrier. So if you look below, you'll see how this looks. I ended up buying another one of the extended step units there that my ball is attached to, that's also being used on the front to hold my box. So I just drilled some holes in the one on the front and then put the box there. And also I've got a quick ball changeover system, so I can easily just spin this off and put a new ball on. So if I need to go to another trailer, if I need a 2-inch ball or I think it's 1/7/8 ball, I can easily do it from there. So I'll turn on the air conditioner, let you hear how it sounds. It's real quiet. There's my remote. It's a very quiet unit. See if you can see it. I think I did that right. Hold on. And turn it down so it turns on. And turn on AC. It should come up in a minute. It's very quiet. I mean, you can kind of hear the outside unit a little bit, but it's pretty quiet otherwise. Let's see if I go out here, you can see it. So you can kind of hear it now. You can hear it spinning up. I mean, it's real quiet. I mean, you can barely hear it. From the front, I mean, it pulls a lot of current. I mean, I've tripped circuit breakers with it, so I think that I had other things plugged into the circuit as well, but I think with the EU 3000 I shouldn't have any problems this year, since it should be more than enough. So I just need a adapter to go into my 23 amp receptacle here to go into the dog bone that I showed you earlier, and we shouldn't have any problems. So it should do pretty well. Right now it's been winterized, if you want to call it. I took all the fuel out, and so it's not going to start until I put gas in it. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it's so far I think it's, you know, pretty good. It doesn't stick out that much from the rear. Like I say, I mean, the only problem is sometimes it can scrape if you go over like a very hilly area, but most of the time that doesn't really happen very often. So other than that, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just let me know.